I used to live in the gym, in shape, locked in, unstoppable. Now I'm 42 and I grunt just standing up. This is my raw journey back to fitness. No filters, no ego, just real highs, real lows. And if you've been making the same excuses I have, this channel's for you. Let's get it. What's up, fam? I'm back at it again, another day. It's Monday, 7th of July. We are Monday, the 7th of July. Oh man, I came home. I was so tired. I was going to train earlier before, but I can't really do anything because of my injury, my calf. So right now I'm just going to do boxing. Some more very limited movement. My wife tried to set me up with a program. I told her to eliminate anything that involves my lower body. There's almost next to nothing that I can do. I was tired. Came home today, same thing, tired. The minute I come home, if I sit for longer than 5 minutes, if I sit for longer than 5 or 10 minutes, then I'm tired. I can't do anything. I have to come home and jump straight into my training. I don't know why I did that. Like, you guys need sign language. I came home about 2:30. It's about 7:15 right now. And it took that long for me to decide whether I'm gonna train or not. I was like telling myself, again, giving myself all the excuses. And I have this light because in here it's pretty crap. The light's pretty crap in here, in my garage. Just in case you people are, I'm like, what a Hollywood guy. I just have this light to light up the room and help you guys see what I'm doing. I'm gonna restrict my movement with my legs. I probably shouldn't. I probably can do a few things. This is me doing as much as I can with my handicapped self. So here we go. What's up, guys? I'm laughing because I recorded a whole session, and well, I thought I recorded it, but it wasn't even recording. I was sitting there at work and I was thinking to myself, like, what are the common problems or health issues that us islanders face? The ones that I read were quite common, and we know that stuff like gout. What's the other one? Heart disease, cancer. I suppose cancer is a label thing, but ones that are like more prevalent amongst island men. Well, I research. When you went to school to eat lunch, cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, obesity, liver disease. Yeah, I'll skip number 5. I'll come back to it later. Respiratory issues, yes. Asthma and chronic bronchitis. How can we forget gout, eh? Hey? Yeah, you. Yeah, all of you. And this guy here. That guy there too, eh? Inflamed toes. This is another interesting one. Low health screening rates. I thought, what the heck is low health screening rates? Is that a disease? Because that's how intelligent I am. The low screens. That's a bad one. Many Pacific Islander men avoid going to the doctor until something is seriously wrong. True? Is that not us? Do we not do that? Do we not wait until we're going to die before we go? Cultural health barriers? What's that? Distrust or misunderstanding of Western healthcare. The old for 4. Anything. Broken bones. You could have fractured. Anything in your body can be broken. What do? May say fault. May phone always say fault. For those of you guys that don't know what for means, it's the old massage. When I dislocated my ankle twice, oh man, I didn't even go to the doctor. To this day, I still don't know whether I've broken bones or tendons, because every now and then, as I'm walking randomly, I get a sharp shooting pain in my ankle, and I have to like kind of walk it off. It's probably scar tissue. Now, I'm not a doctor, but I'm pretty sure it's not meant to be like that. Both times, a second time, I begged my parents to take me to the doctors. Nope. Oil up the heels. If you want to interrogate someone, give them a full. They will break. Literally. I was basically held down, given a stick to put in my mouth, told to bite down on it, and my dad oiled up his heels. Now his heels have like a thick layer of skin. This is island heels. Like, I know you brothers know what I'm talking about because some of you guys have this. The heels are like made of concrete. It's like, have you seen a prehistoric dried up riverbed? That's what it's like. Now you imagine that, or thing from Fantastic Four just giving you a massage, and just started pushing down with the heels. I'm telling you guys now, this because it's the pain I remember as I'm doing this motion. It's pushing down the inflammation, and they just keep going until they feel that it looks good enough. It's supposed to go back to being perfect, like you're being resurrected, your perfect form. Definitely does not work if you feel like you've broken something, and especially if you hear a snap, during your injury. If you hear a snap, get it sorted, take it to the doctors. The one that I wanted to come back to is number 5, and that's mental health. Often I'm underdiagnosed. Depression, anxiety, and stress may be overlooked or unspoken. Many Pacific men are taught to be staunch or silent about emotional pain. True? I wanted to talk about a little bit about mental health that is prevalent amongst island men, and we suffer in silence and secret because we're conditioned to make this. I'm not trying to turn this into a competition, but people know Samoans, Tongans, like Islanders, Fijians, for being some of the toughest blokes in the world. Like you look at sports, and it's like Kiwi New Zealanders as well, like Maori, like, and us brown brothers, like Pacific Islanders. It's prevalent. Like we're told not to talk about it, and I know a lot of us suffer to some degree from depression and mental health issues, and it's a lot of it, we don't talk about it because it's frowned upon. We feel that if you speak about it, you're a pufta, straight up. That's the stigma, is that if you talk about your feelings, your emotions, you're a pufta. You can't handle your biz. That's not even the case. That's dangerous. That's bad. That's terrible. Like thinking that way. I remember when I suffered depression, it was no joke. I didn't think I would go through stuff like that. I didn't think I would go through depression. I didn't even know what it meant at the time that I went through it until I experienced it myself. I won't go into too much detail about it, but yeah, it got to the point where police got involved. Let's just say I was too scared, and this is what I mean, I'm exposing myself to everyone here. I was too scared to do it. I tried it, I contemplated it, and I came to a point where it was like, I can do it, I can do this, I can, take my own life. And I'm gonna be raw here. I know I'm supposed to, I don't know how everyone will feel about this out there, but and I don't care. I don't care about my image, or an image, or what image we're supposed to portray. I'm just gonna tell it like it is. It got to the point where I felt like the world had ended for me. And it was over a stupid reason too. But at the time I was blinded, because that was my world at the time. It was like this, and to the world it was like this. To me, it was the world. And so I treated it as though the world had ended, like there was no purpose of me living anymore. And so it was bad. I didn't want to talk about it. My brothers, they reached out to me from Australia. This is in New Zealand. They reached out to me from Australia, but because of how we're conditioned to be, I didn't want to talk to them too much about it. I didn't want to show them the state that I was in. But as much as my soul was crying out for help, was crying out, that's what I truly felt like. My soul was trying to call out. It was screaming for help. But this outer shell was it just shut down. My whole being just shut down. And I was in my room for 6 days straight. 6 days straight. And yeah, it was the worst. Like my walls, that was it. The room was just, it was like my soul, it was just empty. I thought it got to the point where I wanted to take my own life. And I was too scared to do it on my own. I was too scared to do it myself. I posted something. I asked around for a pistol, and I was working as a parole officer at the time, so I knew people. And I kind of breached I don't know how you could call it, the code of conduct, I guess you could say, and reaching out to these people. And it was funny because I won't say who they are, but at the time when I messaged them, you would think, like, these are hard nut guys. Like these are proper crims. But I built a rapport with them. I wasn't their friend. I had a good rapport with them, and I reached out to them outside of Ricky House. Anyway, I reached out to this certain person, and I knew he had guns, and I told him, can you give me one? And he said, yeah, well, like, what do you need? I said, I don't know, like, I just need one bullet. And it was a while before he messaged back, and he pretty much told me to get lost. I think he kind of realized what I was talking about. Anyway, he sent, like, the picture that he sent, I looked at it, and anyway, what I did with it was I kind of, again, it was like my soul crying out for help. And when you feel like your soul's doing that, you're battling between that and here. This here is trying to tell this to do something stupid, but this is crying out. It's like, anyway, I put it up. I think I put it up. I posted it. Not posted, I think it was a Snapchat or something like that. And I just said, I'm ready, or something like that. A good friend of mine was at work. She got in contact. She feared. They thought that I had it. And they knew what was going on with me at the time. And they thought that I had it. Sorry, rewind. I didn't go to work. Like, when it started, I didn't go to work. And I said I was gonna do it. I was gonna get a gun. I get a knock on the door. My sister comes to my room and says, the police are here. So I go to the front. I don't even care. At this point, I'm a zombie. I'm not even scared, like, of what they'll do. Props to the police and NZ. These boys, like, they really spoke to me. Like, I wasn't expecting it from them, but they gave me a heart-to-heart and said, look, listen, here's my number. They gave me their personal number and said, do you want to talk? Give me a call. But then again, we're conditioned not to talk about it. I staunched them out, and I didn't realize that I was staunching them out. But that was the natural reaction. And so I said, yeah. And they told me, they said, listen, if something happens, just give us a call. We'll come, even if I'm off duty, I'll come and we'll chat. Like, the whole time I'm telling you this, I'm trying not to get emotional, talking about the glimpses that I got. Like, in those moments where I thought the world had ended, I was in a dark place. The glimpse of Heavenly Father telling me that it is there through these people. Anyway, and then that's when I had the conversation with the person that I spoke to, the defender that I spoke to. And then 3 days later, I posted that image and said I was pretty much ready. And I was plotting. I was too scared to do it on my own. So I thought I'd let the cops do it. I had this idea that the cops will do it. We had a toy gun. It wasn't a BB, well, it was a BB gun, I think it was. But it had been sitting at home for a long time, and I thought I'd take that and just flash it. If I just pointed at one of them, they would, I wasn't scared of that. Anyway, I get a knock on the door. I wake up. I forget about the whole thing. I wake up and I open the door, and it's the police. This time they're apprehensive. They're like, they kind of got that stance with one foot back. And that's when they knew who I was, but they read out my full name just to confirm that it was me. I said, yeah, it is. And they say, can we kindly ask you to step outside? That's what they said, believe it or not. And a lot of people will be like, they don't say that. They're like, well, get outside, baby. Get outside, baby. Hurry up, cuz. They don't say that. They're straight. They're nice about it. I walk out. To me, there's only two of them. I walk out, and our house has steps going down like that along the side of the house, and there's a cop on every step, guns drawn, pointing down the whole shebang, the whole. And then I walk down the steps. They search me. Guy gives out a call. I see two detectives walk up. One of them gives a call out, all clear. And in front of the house, I see a couple more police officers. I'm assuming they're surrounding the house. They thought that I had a gun in my possession. Anyway, I was just, my parents turned up at that time. They had to see everything unfold. They were shocked to see police there. They went and searched the house. Couldn't find anything, but yeah, I was ready. That's how bad my depression drove me. My mental health. I started thinking up ideas to do it. Anyway, I get in the car, and I'm completely shut down. I've completely shut down. I'm not responsive. Police officer tries to ask me all these questions, and I'm like, just not responding. Anyway, he asked me, what were you gonna do with it? I didn't say anything, and he says, there's two things I reckon you're gonna try and do with it. Is one, you were gonna use it on yourself. And I sat there, didn't say anything. And then he said, two, you're expecting us to do it for you. And then I just started bawling my eyes out. I just started crying. It's not supposed to happen. So anyway, they took me to the hospital, checked me in, and I had to stay overnight somewhere. And I think that's where I finally snapped out of it. I didn't feel like I was at home. I knew something was. I felt like a little kid. Like I wanted my mom. They just realized that my depression just got to a certain point where I needed intervention, but they realized that it wasn't like what most people like. I guess a lot of people suffer from it severely, like non-stop. Me, it was just a one-time thing. But ever since then, if there was anything, I would just talk about it. I would just let it out. And what helped me the most was gym. I know a lot of you guys who might suffer from that might be like, oh, there we go. That's the solution, gym. It really is. It's not your ultimate solution, but it's an outlet. That's our cordial for today. Sorry about the story time, but I feel like I had this funny feeling that I should share my story. It's like freezing here, and so I'm gonna go back to doing mobility work. We'll see if I want to do some core work. Now, I know a lot of us islanders will be like, that's one of the things that we neglect. Now, a lot of people will look at us and be like, these islanders are massive, walking around like this, but your core is like non-existent. And there's a lot of us. We see a lot of the brothers with big ass arms, big ass shoulders, big ass legs, big ass buku, no abs, no core. You don't have to do it to show your abs, to try and get abs. You should strengthen your core, and that's what I learned is to strengthen the core. And so I'm gonna do a lot of that. I'm stalling. Sorry, I forgot to mention I'm gonna be doing. So I'm gonna be trying out some BJJ. I don't know. We're gonna be trying everything, anything, and everything is our training. Let's go.
but it's it like it's natural. Bow dre on my chest, that's the new glow. Move like a king, but I came from the shadows. Step clean, vibe loud, but I speak soft. They want war, but I bless when I lift off. Used to doubt me, now they screenshot. Drip holy, I ain't never gotta switch guys. Yeah, calm face, but the flame inside me rage. I've been silent, now I'm speaking like a sage. They were sleeping on the wave, now I'm the page. Now the logo flash in the world, feel the change. Not a trend, I'm a timeline shift. Soul in the cloth, every thread got a gift. They try to dim what was born uplift. Now Valdris shine and the truth don't drift. I walk light, but my aura too loud. No fear, no shame, I'm proud. They say chill, I just smile and bow. Cause I ain't gotta scream when I'm wearing the crown. I don't rush, I don't chase, I just cruise slow. Crown heavy, but it's it like it's natural. Bow dre on my chest, that's the new glow. Move like a king, but I came from the shadows. Step clean, vibe loud, but I speak soft. They want war, but I bless when I lift off. Used to doubt me, now they screenshot. Drip holy, I ain't never gotta switch guys. I used to dream and now I wear it. Every move I make prophetic. They can't stop it, can't compare it. This is Valdris, not generic. So I calm down, while the world get loud, they see the crown now. They know I'm proud from the silence. I rose like sound, I ain't never gotta change for the crowd.
Yeah, there's no audio, there's no mic in this, but okay. So this is what I'm having for dinner. It's a little past the time I should be eating, but that's all good. Bowl of broccoli. Fry that up a little with a little bit of olive oil. You guys tell me if that's alright, you keyboard scientists, and I'll listen to you once you show me your degree. Schnitzel, it's a last minute thing. It's probably not a good thing to eat as well. It is processed chicken. So I'm going to complement it with a can of Coles sweet and chili tuna. Wow. So I'm gonna have it with that to try and mask the bland taste of this chicken. Mind you, everything is bland here. It's good for me. This is probably the only flavoursome thing I'm having tonight. But yeah, I'm trying to, and I'm gonna wash it down with a cheeky Pepsi Max. You guys tell me as well if this is a good thing or bad thing. I used to have 2 a day. Now I'm gonna try and minimize that until eventually I just completely substitute it with good old H2O with it. Yeah. That's me. So that's my dinner. Camera goes off. I'm gonna throw this away and have a heavier meal. Nah, this is me. Okay, thank you.
Oh, transition still there? Oh, see the transition. Oh, it is the next.
Welcome to another day. Oh. Boku rocked up. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Eating healthy. Oh, they just drop it off. Okay, good. And working out. So you're going to be following our progress, especially since we're training for gridiron season. Yeah, gonna have Kaya underway after this.